friends, welcome to estudy.in. So in this video I'm going to cover the concept of ID. Okay, so let's start, and we are in Komodo, and let me explain you with an example here. So let us say we have a variable x is equal to, let's say 12. Okay, and I'll just print the ID of this variable. So I'll just say ID and x. Okay, so when you run it, and you see we get, this is something which do not assign. Okay, so automatically it is assigned to k. Now if I want to print the value of x, of course, so okay, let me do it here only. ID of x is, and value of x is, and then we'll have dot format, and here we'll have ID of x comma x. Okay, and we will print this. Okay, so when you run this, you get ID of x is this and the value of x is 12. Okay, now let me take another variable here, and let's say y is equal to x. So when you assign the value of x to y, and let us just copy this statement, and now we'll say the ID of y and the value of y. Here again y, and here again y. Okay, and so what we have done is we have assigned the value of x to y, so y should be 12, but what we are interested in knowing is what is the ID of y. Is it same or is it going to be different? So let's see. So you see the ID of both the variables is same because we assigned the value of x to y, so the ID is same. Okay, now let me make a slight change here. Let me change the value of y. Okay, so after saying y is equal to x, now we are saying y is equal to 23. Okay, so we have changed the value of y. Now we'll run it again, and you see when you change the value of y, the ID of x is something else and the ID of y is different from x. Now what is happening here is, what happens is, because these are integers, and integers are immutable objects in Python. Okay, so that is why when you make any change, it assigns a new ID to that variable. So as long as the value is the same, when you're assigning y is equal to x, they are both pointing to the same, to the same value, to the same location, so the ID is same, and they're kind of referring to the same location. But when you change it, and since integers are immutable objects, so that is why it assigns a different value to that. Okay, so now we will do this in relation to functions. Okay, so let me remove this from here, and let me create main function. Okay, and from within main, I'm going to say again, as I took the previous example, so x is equal to 5, and let's say we have a greet function in which we're going to pass the value of x, and after this let us have a print statement which prints the value of x. So here we'll print the ID of x is this, and the value of x is, okay, and dot format, and we'll have ID of x comma x. Okay, so this is our print statement. So this will print the ID of x and the value of x. Now we have to define the greet function. So here we'll have def greet. Okay, and of course we need to pass a parameter here. So let's say we have a parameter called y here, and here let me print again. Let us have a print. Okay, before we do that, let us greet welcome to greet function. Okay, and now let us have a print statement here. So let me just copy it from here, and we'll have it here. Now what we'll do is, instead we'll say the ID of y is, and here again y, and y, okay, and y. Okay, so what we have done is, we have taken a variable x is equal to 5, we have passed it to the greet function. Okay, now the greet function will receive it in y. So basically it will make a copy of this. Okay, basically call by value. So when you pass it to y, to the greet function, another variable y gets a value of x. So this is similar to the previous example where we said y is equal to x. Okay, so now we are here and we are printing the ID of y and the value of y. Let us run it. So you see, welcome to greet function. So first it goes to greet function. In the greet function, the ID is this and the value is this. And similarly, when the control goes back here, the ID of x is also the same. So both the variables y, x and y have the same ID. Okay. Now I'm going to make a change here. I'm going to change the value of y here. So let's say y is equal to 12. Okay. Now that we've made the change here, so let us see if the value of so now initially the value of x is 5. It goes to y, so y is 5. But now we have changed the value of y to 12. So here it will print definitely 12. But what will it print here? Will it change the value of x or will it be 5 only? So see, now the assignment, because of the assignment, so it got basically dereferenced from x, and here the ID of y has changed and the value has also changed. But so both x and y have different IDs. So x is still holding the value 5, because when you make changes to an integer object, it no longer makes a change in the same place. So basically it has assigned a new ID to y. So the value of x remains 5 only, right? So this is what we are trying to understand here. Okay. Now here let me instead of an integer variable, let us make it a list. Okay. So let us say here let me make it a list. Let's say we have a list here 5, 10, 15. Okay. So let us have 3 elements in the list, and here let me assign this list y is equal to x to another list. Okay, y is equal to x. Now what we'll do is, okay, let us hold the call to the greet function for some time here, and what we'll do is, if we print the ID of x and the ID of y, okay, and the ID of y. Okay, so if you see, if you print the ID of x and the ID of y here, so the ID of x here is this and the ID of y is this. That means both have got the same ID. Now let me make a change here because it is a list, so lists are mutable objects. So let me change the second element, y1 is equal to, let's make it 20. Okay, now we have changed the second element of the list. Now when the IDs be same, still be same. So if you run it, so you see the IDs are still the same. So because the lists are mutable objects, so in this case the IDs did not change. So basically they're both referring to the same thing. Okay, now let us do this again in relation to the functions. So let me let me make the changes here. So we'll remove this piece of code from here. Okay, and we have a list here, and we are passing the list to the function. Okay, and here I just need to print the ID of x, and let us print the list. Okay, so we'll print the element of the list here. So, and the list is, and we'll print the list. Okay, and similarly, okay, we need to put one more bracket here. And here we are passing this, and now we are changing the element of the list here. Okay, so when you change the element of the list, let's say again y1 is equal to, and we change the value, let me make it something else, 35. Okay, so we are changing the value of y here, and ID of y, and the value of and the list is, so here we are printing the list. Okay, so that's it. So see, this is our original list. We are making a call to the function. So now in the function we are changing the element of the list, second element of the list. Instead of 10, it should have 35. Now here we are printing the ID of the list, and we are printing the new list. So let us see if this change gets reflected here. So once after the function call we come here, so will the ID and the x list will be same, or will it be different? Okay, so now when you run it, so you see, now we are in the greet function, the ID is this and the list is 53515 because we made the change here. So after this we go here to the main function. So in the main function you see the ID of x is again the same, and the list, because we changed it here, so this change is reflected here. So again it depends what object are you passing. So if you're passing a mutable object to the function, so the changes which you make will be reflected there in the caller function also. But if it is an immutable object like an integer object, so we did the example earlier, so in that case it will assign a new ID if you make a change in the called function to the integer object. Okay, so I hope this concept you understood, and if you have any doubts you can put in the comment section. And thanks for watching my channel estudy.in.